Capcom presents Marvel vs. Capcom! Come on! Marvel vs. Capcom!
So here we are. Here's the end result. Here is the true genesis of Marvel vs. Capcom, the clash of superheroes. Just
Marvel vs. Capcom!
the logo is so big, as if to illustrate
Clash! Select!
just how magnanimous this crossover actually is. The roster is filled with a couple of unique characters, including people you may or may not have heard of. But we're gonna keep things simple.
You! Captain America! Saki!
You are assigned a special partner character at random, and the amount of times you can use them varies on the partner.
Ready!
As illustrated by the intro, there have been a couple of changes, a couple of additions. Mostly you and your partner can be on the screen at the same time, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. For now, here's Ryu. He's just doing his ordinary Ryu things. Katsu, Dragon Punch, Fireball, Fireball? Fireball. All of a sudden, he's Akuma.
Danger! Wonderful!
That's kind of a unique thing. So Ryu can, quote, transform into Ken and Akuma, which is by far the coolest way to handle not having the complete Shoto package.
Combination finish! KO!
You can still do crossover combinations for 2 bars.
America, win!
Good work, soldier.
As usual, the character that gets brought in gets tagged in by the end.
Juggernaut!
You can actually predetermine who your partner is by putting in a certain button combination, but we're just gonna run with what we've got. And what we've got gets knocked away by a simple fire.
Marvelous!
Ken, it does take 1 bar to do this.
Combo! Air combo! Hyper combo finish! KO! You win!
また戦ってくれ。
But I definitely wish I could have seen a return to this. I know it betrays the idea of Ryu, but it completely removes the idea of adding in either Ken or Akuma to the mix. Because there they are. They're there if you need them.
Wonderful! Good!
What's interesting about this game is how obscure Capcom goes with their assists. I mean, for every Juggernaut, for every Psylocke, for every Arthur, there's a Michelle Hart. A Tonpu, a Pure and Fur. It's kind of obvious this game was made with the Japanese in mind, because who knows who the hell Pure and Fur is that happens to live in the United States, where this game might be at its zenith. Anyway. For 3 bars, you can do a duo team attack. You control these characters at the same time with the exact same motions. So if you have enough team synergy, you can do variable combinations and all that stuff.
Ready.
Strider, hear you. We keep thinking his relationship was complicated because he was kind of a manga character, but no, Capcom owns him outright now. I mean, they still have to pay respects to the original trademark. But if you want to use him, by all means, no one's gonna stop you. So as you get up the arcade ladder, the CPU starts giving you a hard time. You know the deal by now. They actually do air combos. Ah, too far. Well, I lost my concentration. Nope.
Captain America, win.
Good work, soldier.
8. Let's go crazy.
Nope.
Select your hero.
I'm gonna switch where these characters are now,
You.
as preparation for the future. And honestly, I like Captain America first. Being the point man.
Ready. Fight.
Strider just has no health, but considering he's basically a ninja, considering all the tools at his disposal, you had to compromise somewhere. Nope. That should be a knocked out Strider.
Wonderful.
Shield slash. Charging star. Charging star.
Danger. Level 2.
Stars and strikes. Stars and strikes.
Ooh. That Devilot partner is especially nasty. It is an unblockable explosive. Which means when it's combined with certain characters, you are locked down. And you have to eat an explosion.
Hold it.
Ready. Fight.
So in case you don't think you have enough Captain America on your team, US Agent is basically a charging star assist.
Charging star. Final justice.
Level 1.
Charging star.
Level 1.
So this guy, Jin, he's from a game called Cyberbots Full Metal Madness. The deal with him is that you don't control Jin. You control the battle robot that he's piloting. So him being out of the pilot suit, being playable, having moves. This man predates Captain Falcon in Smash. Not by much, but by just enough. And there's something really unique about him if he's the last person left. I hope I get to it. Oxygen. There it is. He glows gold and has hyper armor. Not that it matters, because it is at such a low health, it might as well not exist.
Magneto. Ready. Fight!
Ah, God. This is the best Ryu theme. It's essentially the Street Fighter 2 main theme remixed. I thought that was a nice touch because it is to say, Ryu is Street Fighter. Now we're playing Street Fighter, I guess. So Morgan, kind of souped up compared to her Darkstalker self. Oh man, I avoided that. I'll take that. That's a button. Of course.
You win.
If I did the Shinryu, it probably would have hit.
Let's go crazy.
Alright, since I know what the team is now, switching to put Ryu in the front. Perfect. And we got one of the best partners in the game.
Ready. Fight!
Colossus doesn't care about your anything. He just comes through.
Level 2! Level 2!
Ooh, yeah, if you can do some crossover stuff with Anita.
Marvelous!
Charging star!
Danger! Level 2!
Thank you!
KO! You win!
The Tatsu that stays in place is your cue to walk into it. Thank you for obliging.
Juggernaut! Ready.
Because Juggernaut is such a big boy, he gets a much smaller number. I guess that's kind of the way to balance the utility of the assist, but... Oh, I'm walking right into these.
Very good. Good. Maximum level.
No, I tried. Once he was on top of me, I knew.
Your brain.
Let's go. Payday.
Alright.
Select your hero. Captain America. You. Unknown soldier.
The Unknown Soldier from an arcade game called Forgotten Worlds. What I mean about obscurity?
Ready. Fight.
Shield slash. Charging star. Final justice.
Wonderful.
Shield slash. Charging star. Stars and stripes.
Level 2.
Shield slash. Shield slash.
Level
Just do it. Just do it. What's the worst that could happen?
Wonderful.
Shield slash. Shield slash.
Danger.
That.
Level 1.
Venom back. Venom back.
There we go.
You win.
Nice seeing you, Venom. Making his Marvel vs. Capcom debut in all his symbiotic glory. So now we have the main event. When I had the Dreamcast version of this game way back when, this son of a bitch haunted me. But that was before I had a plan.
Fight.
Captain America does not care for your projectiles. Maybe he cares about the beam a bit.
Good.
Now the problem starts.
No one is.
So this head moves all over the screen, sometimes out of reach.
Hypergraph.
malevolent. Level 2. Maximum
I'll
level.
try to get it set up. There we go.
KO.
I had a plan.
You win.
Oh yeah, you have a lot to learn, Sean, and you have a lot to unlearn, too. Remember when you were good in Street Fighter? Yeah, loving the Street Fighter theme remix as well. And then you get the credits theme. Which sounds like something out of Street Fighter 3. Speaking of. But that was Marvel vs. Capcom 1. The beginning. This is a fine blueprint for the future. It does kind of seem like the 2-on-2 formula we're starting to run out of ways to innovate it. I mean, X-Men vs. Street Fighter introduced it. Then Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter added a few more things. It's like assists and all that. And then Marvel vs. Capcom comes around and, well, we gotta put both of them on screen, right? That's the most bombastic thing we can do. So they just did it. But what if you increased the number of people you could have on your team, huh? What would happen then?
Game over.
That's a story for another day. But remember when I said these Marvel games were made by people who weren't Capcom? How this series expands beyond Capcom? Well, stay tuned, true believers.